Hi, I'm Rich with New Life Scientific, and today I wanted to actually demo this unit running and operating in a video. It's such a nice unit. It's a 2020. I just want to go over some of the features of it. It's a M125, which means it only has the single piston pump in it. It is a 20K unit, so 20,000 PSI. It does have the touchscreen interface and a couple features in there that we'll look at here. It's basically everything's controlled with the touchscreen. One thing I want to point out too, and we did get the unit in here. You can look down here and you can see the stroke counter, and it only shows 400 strokes, but up here on the hours gauge it's showing 375 hours. What happened was when we got it in, we went and realized it wasn't actually working. When we dug in a little further, we realized that they actually had the unit hooked up wrong, and it wasn't counting the strokes. However, the hour gauge was accurate. So it has 375 hours of use on, and it's still below the 500-hour service alarm that will go off, and then well below the 1,000-hour mark for the actual service. So it does have very low usage on it. I just wanted to point that out. But other than that, the unit works great. Came in, we went through it basically and purged it, cleaned it up, run alcohol through it, and I just wanted to be able to shoot a little demo of it running. We took all the panels off so you can kind of see everything underneath here. You can see your main 25 horsepower motor there, and an intensifier pump over here, and then you got all the pneumatic switches, which is nice because it allows you to easily operate these in a hazardous location, so explosion proof type situation, which a lot of customers have that. So it can easily accommodate and make a few adjustments. Everything's like, even the cabinet up here is in a completely concealed closed cabinet, water and airtight, and putting the right conduit and the right connections would be easily to get this compliant for explosion proof areas. So that's one nice thing I do like about Microfluidics, having that pneumatics drive on it. So up in here, we're going to actually video this in a little bit. You can see it just has air lines hooked to these actuators here, where these little arms will hit the little bump pad here, and it reverses the cylinder back and forth, and that's what creates the pumping action. And down here on the end, we're just I've actually got the pump hooked up right now. It's actually pumping in, pressurizing, pumping in just alcohol here, coming in, going through a filter, coming up, and then coming back down into the unit here. And you can see we're running a little bit of pressure here from our pump, and we have a bypass valve here for flushing and cleaning the system, which is all pretty standard on these units, and pressure reliefs up there. And then down inside again, it pulls the fluids down and then pulls them into the pump and then pressurizes them, and that utilizes two check valves here so that we don't have any backfeed. And then here's our transducer for measuring our pressures, which you'll see on the touch screen, and it's just pressurizing and running through over here to the interaction chambers. Now this normally is set up for dual interaction chambers with multi-channel. We don't have that installed right now. That's definitely an option, which I would actually suggest if you want to do higher volume. We just installed these here just to be able to test it and run it. So that's easily upgraded. And I think that covers everything. So we're actually going to go ahead and turn the motor on first. And sometimes my finger doesn't want to read on the touchscreen. So we have the motor started. We have the feed pump on, and it's been running. You hear it. So it's just turning the intensifier on, and we got the pressure turned way down right now. We're only running 16 psi. That's because of our feed pump. is producing that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the intensifier on, and you can see we're pumping. And here at the actuators, like I said, just a simple bump to actuate it. It's all pneumatically driven. So there's no solenoids where you have to have electrical currents in here. So that does make it a lot easier for explosion-proof applications. So down here, you can see, again, we just have our pneumatic pressure regulator here, and a pneumatic counter that counts the strokes, and then a switch over here also to power down the pneumatics, which without pneumatics it won't run. So it's a safety switch. So it's got all the hydraulic hoses, and then over on the end here, we'll talk about the chilling part of it. So the two lower one, the in and out, are for your hydraulic cooling. And we have a quench fluid here, and then the quench fluid out there. We'll go over and show a little bit more on that. So you can see right here is where your hydraulic chilling fluid come in. It's actually operated by a TXV valve there, and then an out there. And then this is just the reservoir drains here. So every connection is pretty much on the right side of the machine. And we have the oil level gauge here. And then we also have in the back of the unit oil low level and overheat kill switch built there. So we have it all the way turned down now. We're just going to run it on up here. I just pushing the arrow, and like I said, sometimes my finger doesn't want to recognize it. If I keep tapping it up, so you can see running at 21,000 there. Turn the pincer. Okay, so you can see it runs good. I'm gonna shut the motor back off. Get rid of some of that noise. So yeah, that's I was going to actually point out the quenching fluid up here too, which is right here. The hoses come in front, up on the top and down the bottom here. Basically, it just cools around the seal to keep it cool, and also to, if there are any leaks in the seal, it'll actually mix into that quenching fluid and then carry that out. So that's something that you have to be aware of too. So I've had customers ask me about some of their products being a little bit hazardous and was needing something like that. So that actually would help them in their application. So anyways, great running machine. It's ready to work. 2020 model with, like I said, under 400 hours on it. And if you got any questions about this machine or any other microfluidics products, we have quite a few available. Just give us a call here at New Life Scientific. Thank you.